that the generation is moving ahead with the young innovators. This is the part of the year where aspiring innovators will be competing to get to IIT. People would be preparing for their entrance exams as the new academic year for engineering would commence from December 1. This program is for the benefit of young entrepreneurs who are waiting to experience a new journey and a new high. This evening, my guest is Tushar Singh, who is an alumni of IIT Madras and also an incubator at IIT Kharagpur. Welcome, Tushar.
Now I can. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just to begin, like, can you share your experience at AFBIC and like how was the? Please tell us about the environment and at the incubation center.
I would like to share this time whole program was held online. So I personally feel that it would be more better if the things were physically or offline mode. So we would learn more, or we could have get more opportunities through that. But the whole thing that what I learned, like we went for a startup, what we know, like we have different domains like marketing, finance, and everything, etc. So we were there. We had many lectures from renowned professors and experts from every domain uh, for the different fields. And then we would also, like, because in that incubation center you would find like participants from all around the India. And everyone, some people are more experienced, have even done job also, they have 10 years of experience. And I was one of the youngest one, like if we consider in age. So it was better connecting with them. And because they can also suggest something in my model also, and I can also suggest in their business model also, and we can learn together. And sometime what happens, like some people collaborate and they start some new business in that thing. So we have a networking opportunity. And I think personally that for an entrepreneur, like networking is most important, because in the whole journey he can use that network to make the things in a better possible way.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a valid point, though. So, from your profile, I see that you have done an online course from Harvard X, and you have also done product management. So, how important is it for the young entrepreneurs, and how has it contributed to you, especially?
Yeah, in that course I learned about, it was basically for the technology entrepreneurship, like how the technology or the things that we have made in the lab is taken to the market. Because in the lab we have inventions, and innovations are different from inventions. Like I would say inventions are the driving force for any technological development and for the betterment of any civilization. But innovation is that what the innovator does, he brings the new things and new technologies or the knowledge into the life of the people, or we can say in the society, because for the use of the society and for its welfare. So in that course there were professors from Harvard. In the online mode we had that course. And I came to learn like how I can take the things from the lab to the market. Because what the inventions we have, like if for example take, there is a X product, and I have to analyze that is this product viable in the market, or for the, because many inventions are there that is beneficial for the people in their day-to-day life, and many inventions are there that is restricted to any boundary or any fixed limited area. So we have to analyze that what type of benefit it can bring in the society, and analyze the market, and analyze like whole the customer journey, and take that thing to the market, and commercialize it and sell it. And hopefully like we have to earn also. So make the things that much in a simple manner, that whole the things journey happens in a smooth way.
I mean, yes, I'm glad that you have done a lot at such a young age. So, how do you take out time for all these things? Because nowadays students run out of youth, especially run out of time. So, how do you take out time for all these things?
I don't have any other work rather than this. So I all the time I spend my all the time in this only. So my college work is also there. And apart from that, in the lockdown, I have utilized in the time in a more better way and explored. Like add 6 months back only, I have talked with many investors from foreign, also from Canada, and I have shown my business model to them. So I have experienced a lot of things, and what I would say, like before 6 months, I didn't knew that how to form a company, like what is the process and how to. So I was looking for in the initial period, I was looking for a team, but due to the lockdown also, everything went slow, and I could not get or build the team. But what I thought, like I can learn the things slowly, and I can do myself only. So I started learning in every domain a little bit, and every day I learn new things, like that type of things.
So, well, I can say that this lockdown turned out to be good for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so basically nowadays the youths are seen spending time on gadgets and playing games and spending time on social media portals. And whereas you have worked in NSS and you have also been a part of the International Youth Council, I mean, how these experiences have helped you in your entrepreneur journey?
Yeah, talking about NSS, that is National Services Scheme, it is part of my curriculum. So in the when we were in the campus in the college, we used to carry out many like rallies, awareness rallies for Swachh Bharat Abhiyan and other issues, social issues, and camping is also there. And my university is like taking this NSS part more seriously, and we have good coordinators also there. So what I feel personally, like I think personally, like at the end of the day, like when we have achieved our goals, or we have success, we are a successful entrepreneur. We can see the examples also for a big entrepreneurs like Ratan Tata. They in the end, we have to give up that what we have taken from the people. We have to give them back in the form of like social work or something like that. So I have a part, like I personally feel like helping socially to the people uh, in the form of anything, like in the form of knowledge or in the form of money, if how much I can do. So it's for an entrepreneur, there is thing like what we are taking from the society through our services, what we are earning, we have to give them back something. In the past also, government have also initiated a like CSR committee, a CSR thing, that all the companies have to spend 2-3% of their profit in social welfare or social issues. So I think NSS would help me to achieve like or train myself, like how I can help the people or the society. So when I have achieved my all the goals and I have built a venture in the future, I can use this experience and help them in the later part.
Yeah, well, that's a really good virtue that you have in your mind that if you have taken something from the society, you would give it back to them. So, what were the hindrances? What were the the obstacles that you have faced?
Yeah, obstacle, main thing is like for the hindrance, I can say for a startup you have to build a good team. That initial 4 or 5 people, it all depends on the team only. Like you can say 4 or 5 pillars that a house has in the initial stage or in the background, in the ground zone. So after that you can build slowly and more fast way. So the pillars should be strong. So making a team is a big hindrance or obstacle for any startup. And if in the context of my startup, I would say it is I am dealing with the agricultural thing, and it is basically related with the technology part. So main problem for me is like farmers are not aware or well familiar with the technology, or how they can use even the smartphones also. But it is not a big obstacle, because I think uh, if we take 100 farmers, I think 5 or 10 farmers have are well familiar, and slowly the number of familiarity with the technology in case of farmers is increasing. Because I can take example, like we were also not conducting or doing this type of things online or Zoom calls or everything. And some of us are not familiar with this type of things also. But we learned slowly, like how to how to make calls, online calls, or how to use the technology things, being in the home in the lockdown period, and carrying out our work. So farmers will also like see, we have to make them aware, like if you use this type of things, it would benefit you only. So awareness is the main thing that lacks, because in India we have new technology or many inventions, or in the form of product or services, if we talk about in agriculture sector only. But the main thing gap is in the awareness part. Like we have to deliver the thing, like not this thing only, that to the farmer, like this is the new technology you have to use, but we have to make them aware, like if you use this product, your productivity will increase. And we have to also explain, like for this much of land you have to use this much of variety, but the complete knowledge we have to give them. So that type of knowledge is lagging behind. And government is also trying, but what happens when the private companies or the private players come in the market, the things like the society is benefited with that. Like but they have to, like for the farmers, I have also problem, like how much should I charge from them for this service what I am providing. Because in India we are providing services to the farmers is at a high cost, would be very difficult, because farmers in India, it is a very, like not a bad condition, but they are not that much like they can spend big amount in taking our services or products. So these type of hindrances are there, like technology part. Main is the technology part in my startup. Yeah.
All right. So, like, what have you done so far? Like, what have you done so far as an innovator?
Yeah, as an innovator, like I started innovation is not a like it's one day thing, it's a long process. Like if I would say, I would take example of two categories of innovation, like incremental innovation. So incremental innovation, see is that, like in a company, when we start, we have to come up with a disruptive innovation, because the many players are there in that market. For example, if we take the telecom sector, Airtel and Vodafone were there earlier, but the Geo came up with a disruptive innovation in a form of a service or any it they have given the service at a very low cost. But it was a disruptive innovation. But it is not like they should stop the innovation process. They could do incremental innovation every year. For incremental innovation, I would suggest, like take the example of Maruti 800, when it was the one of the first cars in India that went at a huge sale. And after that, if the company have stopped innovating in their products, then Maruti couldn't have survived till now. Like it is one of the highest market share in India in the car sector also. So they have innovated their product incrementally, like new features they have added every year with their product. So incremental innovation is also necessary uh, in the long run. And even sometimes you have to kill your existing product. Like you can take example again for the cars only, like Maruti 800 and Omni. And they were the, like these two car were earlier, like 10 or 20 years, they were the most popular car. But Maruti has stopped their production. They have killed their, like that product, because after 10 or 20 years, the product have like sometimes what happens, like product have achieved their maturity phase. You will have a breakthrough in your product lifeline or product life cycle, when the sales will go high, and earning will also be, and product profit will also increase. But after more 10 years, you will reach the maturity for that product, and that product will be outdated, in the outdated form, and you have to make new products, like they are launching new cars. So it's a whole continuous process. Innovation is a continuous process. And innovation is an invention that is implemented and used on a large scale. These things are there. And as in, like if we talk about entrepreneur, he is a person who creates things of value. Like just take example, scientists have made new things in the lab, but they have made. And the entrepreneurs and the innovators are the person or the people who creates value for them, so that if when they produce these products and services in front of people in the market, then people can they can understand its value, so that they can pay, and the company or the venture can earn profit from them.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Like when you were talking about cars like Maruti and everything. So I believe that there's something called as brand loyalty, which also stays.
Yeah.
So we were just talking a bit about when we were talking about the challenges that you have faced, especially in terms of technicality. So how are you addressing this challenge with the farmers? How do you tackle these problems, especially the problem of technical issues?
Yeah, yes, the fastest thing that we can do to sell anything is via mobile phone or a smartphone or an app. Like if we talk about in the food sector also, and in the shopping, shopping industry also, like everything is happening through an app. Like we can go in the app and we can book, and just the things will get delivered to our home. So for the farmers, we can also build an app. But the thing is, like if we build an app in the initial phase only, then like more people could not use, or the farmers could not use, because main problem is that they don't have smartphone. I think 70-80% farmers will not they don't have smartphones. Then what I am delivering will not be delivered to them. So I thought that I can start with small services, like through WhatsApp and through text messages and through phone calls. They can use our services, and slowly and gradually we can level up our advancement in technology, and then leverage the market or the segment.
That's absolutely right. So every year, lakhs of students take admission in engineering. Like, what is that you are working on that will make you stand out as an entrepreneur or maybe as an innovator? What is that one thing which would make you stand out?
Yeah, for standout, like I have not compared myself with anyone, because everyone has their own way and their own time zone. But the main thing is like persistence and commitment, dedication. These all things, like continuous process is there. If you do the things continuously, like after one day or after 1 year or 10 years, you will be like benefited from that. Like for we can take the company from China, Alibaba. Like Jack Ma has also like seen his like some of the part of his, I've read about his life. Like one time what happened, like he went for a job, and there were 20 or 25 people, and everyone was selected, only he was not selected. So many times happened, this type of things happened with him. And when they launched their venture, I think I knew like 3 years there was no sale on their platform. But the customers were replying or giving the feedback, like you are to the Alibaba group, that you are doing the great things, but we are not able to pay, but your services are benefiting us, and in future you will be you will get benefit, or you will be in profit. So they didn't stop. After 3 years also, if 2-3 years they didn't have a sale or a good profit. But after 10 or 15 years, they are the one of the biggest company in the China.
All right, so
So
that's a very valid point. So, like, last question that I would say was like, what made you take to entrepreneurship and the route to innovation?
like it's not yeah, entrepreneurship is not like you can go to a BE school, or you can go through a course and learn and you can become an entrepreneur. It is like your own commitment and your own decision, like you have to take, because it's a whole adventurous journey and adventurous thing, risk taking and everything. Because you don't know that result, what the result would be. Like it would be positive, or it would be negative, or how much time it would take. So it all depends on that person only, what he or she has to do. So I thought like my thing was like I try to do innovative things, like creative things and problem solving, like how I can solve this problem of the society, and create a value so that people can pay me on that when I provide them services. Because in it, what you like in a year we have 365 days, and every day I think each one of us can come up with a problem. But I think if we take 100 people, only one people will proceed further and try to solve that, and 99 people will blame, like to the system or to the company or to the product or service that it's they are not doing well, or those type of things. Because I can give example, like when Red Bus owner, he was traveling on a bus, and then the bus broke down between the road, and there were no other bus, or the company or the operator didn't provided any bus for them in the middle of their journey. So he come up with because just take example, I think for 20 or 30 people would be there in that bus, but he came up with the solution that we can make this type of business model that would provide more reliability to the customers, and more good customer experience to the customers. So he went forward, and he made a like venture.
Right. So, lastly, I would like to ask you, like, what are your thoughts about a platform like My Startup TV? What would you say?
Yeah, like it is good platform, because this type of platforms would be better for the young entrepreneurs and innovators, or anybody who wants to go in the corporate or business field. They can go through the videos and learn from people's experience. Because what happens, like going through what the other people in that field has experienced is also like it will help, eventually it will help them also, because they can come up like what the problems are there, and what the solutions, and how to think differently to tackle with that problem. So it can be a good platform to them to learn, and even they can connect with the people also, if they can like go through the My Startup TV service, and they can just look up like to connect to the people.
That's really nice to hear, and thank you so much for your time. I'm really very grateful for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, My Startup TV, for like inviting and choosing me.